What's up? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? DeAndre Robinson here, back with the Keep It Acey podcast, where we are giving you insight on things that you might not want to hear, but you need to hear in order to become better. In this series, we're talking about relationships. To be specific, modern day relationships. All right. Right now, we got Instagram Live going on, and we have Facebook Live going on, and we're going to be taking some calls today. If we got some individuals that aren't afraid to share their opinion and how they feel about this modern day life in relationships, but we're going to go ahead and get this thing started. It's all about modern day relationships. First thing first, online dating realities. Is online dating a genuine way to find love, or does it encourage superficial connection? All right. Anybody got any kind of answer to that? How do you feel about that question? Is online dating a genuine way to find love, or does it encourage superficial connection? What y'all think? Me personally, I feel like you can find love anywhere, whether it's online or offline. I've met some of the most phenomenal individuals online. Very genuine individuals, very ride or die. And I would say online is a pretty good place. I wouldn't say that meeting them in person is better, because you can meet some shady people in person and you can meet some shady people online. I guess it kind of depends on your specific area. I got somebody on here that says superficial connection. Would you like to jump on and express why you feel like it's a superficial connection? Because it could go both ways. It could go both ways. You could have experience in both ways as well. But is online dating a genuine way to find love, or does it encourage superficial connection? Now, meeting somebody online and then falling in love with them online is two different things. All right. I can meet you online, but we definitely need to meet in person in order for us to have some type of deeper connection, deeper bond, and really make a connection. All right. Anybody got anything to say on that? Anything to add on that? Is online dating a way to find genuine love, or does it encourage superficial connection? Anybody want to chime in on that topic? For those that are just now tuning in, go ahead and drop where you are from. We got Instagram Live, we got Facebook Live, and I'm actually recording this live video on YouTube, and I'm going to put it up on YouTube later on. But I want to get some people to chime in. If this is something that you're interested in speaking about, go ahead and ask to join the live. I'll go ahead and bring you up and see what you got to say about the topic. But like I said, personally, I think you can find love online, or somebody to fall in love with online. I don't believe that you should just fall in love with somebody that you meet online without actually getting a deeper feeling of who they are, what they stand for, what their purpose is, what value they can bring. Not what money they can bring, but what value they can bring, both ways, guys and girls, when you meet them online. Because I've met some real genuine individuals, and I've met some shady individuals. And me personally, if you know me personally, I'm sort of an introvert. So a lot of people that I do meet is online. I very rarely will go walk up to somebody and just start talking to them. That's just not really my style. Me meeting people online is something that I've always done, just because I'm an introverted type of person. And I've met some real genuine people like that. It's all roll of dice. Reese said it's all roll of dice. It is. Like I was saying before, like, you can meet some good people online, and you can meet some good people in person, but you can also meet the opposite. You can meet some bad people online. You can meet some bad people in person.
Somebody say, hey, what's your alarm clock? My passion. My dreams wake me up. I don't need no alarm clock.
Now, how does it feel to achieve such success?
I've never really viewed myself as particularly talented. I view myself as, slightly above average in talent. And where I excel is ridiculous, sickening work ethic.
Yo, it's your boy Young Cash giving a shout out to AcesBlackStar. You already know what it is. CEO, boss man, AC Music. We out here.
It all depends on your environment, where you at. Not saying that if you're in a great, rich area that you're only going to meet good, nice people, because some of them are shady as well. I guess what it boils down to, ladies and gentlemen, is the intentions. All right. A lot of people get it twisted and they don't really understand that just like you have your hook out there and you're trying to catch something, somebody else has their hook out there and they're trying to catch something as well. Who's going to be caught? What value do you bring? And what are their intentions? But you also got to ask yourself, what are your intentions? And what value are you going to bring to the relationship? Because there's always going to be a tug of war in a relationship, or when you're starting a relationship. They're trying to see what you're willing to do. You're trying to see what they're willing to do. You're really trying to see how far they'll go to show if they're interested in you or if they're passionate about the connection that y'all are building, or vice versa. It's all kind of like a test, if you ask me. Whether you meet them in person or online, you're going to be tested. Fellas, you're going to be tested. All right? You are going to be tested. All right, let's move on to the next one. How much do editing photos contribute to an unrealistic expectation? All right. How much do editing photos contribute to an unrealistic expectation? Ladies and gentlemen, how much editing is too much editing? Because I know y'all have met some females online and you've literally thought, man, when I meet her, it's over. This is the one. Because y'all know we look at looks first. We're looking to see how you present yourself physically first. And then we look at the other things. See, some females, they will tap in because you might look handsome or whatever the case may be. But a lot of what they're looking for is the financials. Are they safe? Are you going to do right? And a lot of them look to see if you actually get girls or not. If you are one of them ones. Because a lot of females don't like competition. So if you are one of those guys that get a lot of females, they might not want to mess with you. Why? Because they don't want to be in competition. You see what I'm saying? They can kind of get with you and get lazy. They can get with you and relax when you're not that guy, or when you are not that high caliber. And some women just naturally, they don't want to compete. They want what's not theirs, but they don't want to compete. That's just what it is. But at the end of the day, how much editing contributes to unrealistic expectations? What would y'all say? Instagram, Facebook, what would y'all say? How much editing is too much editing? They be fixing their face, they be fixing their waist, they be fixing their butt, all in. Just these video editing, these picture editing softwares, making them look better than what they actually are in person. I would say it's kind of like makeup. Some people can just OD with the makeup and just have too much makeup on, and some females can do it just right to the point where it doesn't change who you are or how you actually look. It just enhances your presence. It's just like if a guy gets a haircut. Because I got a haircut, that doesn't change my overall look of who I am. I'm not like modifying things. I'm just getting a haircut. But females, sometimes they'll put lipstick down here to make their lips look bigger. That's modification. That's not real. When you wipe it off, it's gone. I know when I grow my hair back, it's not going to be as crispy, but I'm still going to have hair. It's kind of like throwing a hairpiece on. Would you date a man that has a hairpiece? Ladies, would you date a man that has a hairpiece? If he's bald-headed because he lost his hair or whatever the case may be, and now he's rocking a hairpiece that has the curls or the waves, would you date him? Or would you just say, hey, nah, I can't do it, because that's not how you actually look 24/7. Ladies, chime in. Y'all let me know. Would you date a man with a hairpiece if he was bald-headed because he lost all his hair, or if he was just naturally had some strings up there, but he decided to go ahead and cut it, but he decided to go get a hairpiece to make his hair curly or wavy, and now he got waves and stuff like that? Would you continue to date this guy after you found that that was a hairpiece? Yes or no? Yes or no? Because some fellas might feel the same way. Your hair this short, but I met you and your stuff was all the way down here. Your stuff was all the way down here. It could be a deal breaker. It could be a deal breaker. All right. I just want to let y'all know that it could definitely be a deal breaker. But if you're just now tuning in, this is the Keep It Acey podcast, ladies and gentlemen, where we are talking about topics that people don't necessarily want to talk about, but they need to talk about in order to improve their overall self-worth or just become a better person overall, period. We talking about modern day relationships right now. First question was, is online dating a genuine way to find love, or does it encourage superficial connection? And the second question was, how much do editing photos contribute to an unrealistic expectation? All right. So if y'all just now tuning in, those are the two questions that we already went over. If you don't catch the live, it's cool. I'm actually recording it on YouTube as well, and we're going to go ahead and upload it because this is what we do. And if you ever want to chime in, don't hesitate, ask to join, and I'll go ahead and add you into this cast so you can voice your opinion, and we can just see how you feel from your area and your perspective, because it's always good to get perspectives, ladies and gentlemen. This podcast is not all about telling you how to live your life, how to live your relationship, who you should date, who you shouldn't date. It's really just to open up your mind to a different perspective so that you can take it into consideration for the next person that you date or for the current person that you date, so that you can be an overall better person. And if you're actually in love with the person that you are with currently, you can actually pour into them and help them become a better version of themselves. All right. Don't get it twisted. We're not on here just to tell you how to live your life, what to do with your kids, and who to get married to, because you're going to do what you want regardless. I'm here to just shed a little knowledge that I have in the space. And then we're here to gather some information from other individuals that have maybe went through something that you have not went through as of yet. And they might be able to prevent you from going through it in the future. All right. Somebody said, as long as the editing isn't too much, it's okay. And the hairpiece, I'll glue his lace or give him an edge up. She said, that's love. Hey, any other ladies feel like that? Any other feel? Now, tell me this. Would you think differently if you saw him on a dating app with a hairpiece and then you saw him in person bald? Would that be somebody that you were still interested in? And I know it just depends on preferences, because obviously some women like bald guys and some women don't. Based on you being able to like both, the guy with the hairpiece and the guy with the waves or the curls or whatever the case may be, we're just going to say that you like both. Would you feel like you were scammed, or would you feel like it was a fake? Or how would you feel about that? You met him or you saw him on a dating site. He had hair. He looked great. And then you meet him in person and he's bald and it was just a hairpiece. Would you feel like you were bamboozled? Or would that be cool? Ladies, would that be cool? All right, this one right here is for my fellas. How many fellas we got online right now? Go ahead and comment me. I want to see where we at, because I got a lot of fellas that follow me on Instagram or on YouTube. So I want to tap in with them, just because I feel like this is super, super important. And if you have not yet, go ahead and like this video, share this video with someone on your timeline so they can check out what we got going on here at the Keep It Acey podcast. All right. She said it would be a shocker, but as long as it's not a big difference, no, I don't want to be scammed. She's saying that she'll do it. She's saying basically that, hey, if she met you on a dating app and you had a hairpiece on, and then you met her in person for the first date and you were bald, that might be okay, as long as your appearance doesn't change too much. That's real. That's cool. I appreciate that. All right, this one right here is for the fellas. Ghosting and communication. All right. Is ghosting ever acceptable, or is it always a sign of disrespect? Fellas, because we probably get this more often than females, unless you keep it P, saying, then you ain't the only one that's getting ghosted. You're doing the ghosting as well. Fellas, is ghosting ever acceptable, or is it always a sign of disrespect? My opinion, I feel like if you ghost me, I wouldn't say it's disrespectful, because obviously you just might not be interested. That's not disrespectful. That's just you not being interested. However, if we arrange something and there's no call, no show, hey, I'm like the job, you fired. If there's no call, no show, you fired. But here's the other thing though. Here's the other thing. Fellas, how y'all feeling? Here's the other thing. Women will ghost you for any reason possible. And it has nothing to do with you personally. All right. So I want y'all to get this straight. There are women that can ask the God himself for a man that is making good money, a man that is good looking, a man that is smart, a man that is a leader, a man that take care of his business and his family, and she will still ghost you. She will still ghost you. What does that mean, fellas? Don't automatically be hard on yourself because a female has ghosted you. Don't automatically look within and say, hey, man, what's wrong with me? Why did she ghost me? Don't do that. First of all, you got to reflect. All right. It's all about you. Don't think that you did something wrong all the time, because that's not the case. You don't always have to do something wrong or something that she didn't like in order for her to ghost you. She could just ghost you. That's just how it go. And a lot of times they ghost you because they're scared. Because in reality, they just asked for everything they wanted and it just showed up. Have y'all ever been in a situation where you've asked for something and it actually showed up, but you were scared to take action on it because it seemed like it was too good to be true? That's how these females feel sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. Or I should say fellas, because we the one that get ghosted most of the time. A lot of times, it's not you. You're actually doing everything you need to be doing. But that female asked for it and was scared to take advantage of the very thing that she asked for. Because a lot of times people in general ask for things that they aren't quite ready for. And that's just the reality of the situation. It's a lot of individuals on this live right now that might want to be multi-millionaires. But guess what? 9 times out of 10, if $1 million fell in their lap right now, they would not know what to do with it, to keep it, to maintain it, not to spend it. Everybody know how to spend it. Yes, you can go buy cars, you can go buy jewelry, you can go buy houses, you can go buy your mama a car, all of that. Set your whole family up. But a lot of individuals don't know what it takes to build $1 million income or $1 million business or anything of that significant. Therefore, when they get what they were asking for, all they're going to do is lose it. Or it's just going to be real bad for them. Because now the habits that they have are enhanced. The bad habits they have are enhanced because they have more money. You get what I'm saying? Fellas, if you're just now tuning in, is ghosting ever acceptable, or is it always a sign of disrespect? All right. Me personally, I say it all depends on the scenario. But then I also say, I know that sometimes women will ghost you for the simple fact of they asked for something, you were that something, and they were afraid because they got exactly what they asked for. And some women are afraid to fall in love, especially if it's early on. She don't know you, But everything that she's been asking for, you are. You've shown her that up front, organically. You wasn't just acting this way just to act this way to win her over. You've shown time and time again consistently that you are him. And man, they couldn't take it. So they ghosted you because they were scared. Even though they want that guy. They want that guy. They wasn't ready for that guy. That's how it be. It's kind of like that timing mixed with the opportunity. If you're not ready, you won't be able to take advantage of that time that you could have had to shine. All right. How much communication is too much or too little in the early stages of dating? How much communication is too much or too little early in on the dating stage? Me personally, if you ask me this question, I feel like it depends on your schedule. If we're communicating often, every single day, that's cool. However, if we're communicating every single day, multiple times a day, I'm not able to get my work done. And if you feel some type of way about that, then we might not work. Because if I'm here to go after my goals and my dreams, I'm not going to let you getting upset because I'm not communicating with you stop my grind. I'm not going to let that happen. That's just not going to work. I'm not about to put my purpose on hold because you want to communicate more. Now, if we are going through a situation and we're talking about that situation so that we can better our relationship, that's a different story. But if you just call in saying, hey, how you doing? What you eat today? And you the one made my lunch. You know what I'm eating already. Why you calling me? I'm working right now. I can't just call you willy-nilly all times of the day when I'm grinding. That don't work. I'm supposed to be able to provide. I can't do that if you want to talk to me all the time. So we have to have some distance. I don't think there's a specific time frame like where too much is too much or too little is not enough. But we can communicate on a daily basis. We just can't talk all day long because I got things to do. And you have to respect my space as well while I am working, because a lot of men that I know, we have our own business. We have our own whatever. We basically control our time. And although we do control our time, that doesn't necessarily mean that we want to sit on the phone with you all the time. So just because we control the time doesn't mean that we want to spend the time just talking to you on the phone. We got to get stuff done. Times women take advantage of that because we do have our own and they want to talk to you all the time. And they feel like they want to make you feel guilty because you don't want to communicate with them as often as they want to communicate. But if we had a regular 9-to-5 job, then you would understand. See, that's the problem. Because I don't have a regular 9-to-5 job, you don't understand. But if I had one, you wouldn't call me until I have lunch or a break or whatever the case may be. I'm going to need you to get it together. Fellas, where y'all at out here? Let's go to the next thing, man. Hookup culture versus long-term committed relationships. Which one do y'all prefer? Are y'all more of the hookup culture? The people that's watching me right now, if you're on YouTube, go ahead and comment below. Are you part of the hookup culture, or are you the long-term and committed type of individual? Fellas, ladies, this is a question for both of y'all. What stage are you at right now? And if you hook up with somebody, does that automatically hinder the development of a meaningful long-term relationship? All right? Answer me that. How do y'all feel about that? All right. Does hooking up with somebody early on, that's a part of the hookup culture. If you hook up with somebody early on, does that hinder the development of a meaningful long-term relationship? Do you feel like if somebody smash on the first night that you will no longer be considered wifey material? Do y'all feel like that, ladies? And fellas, do y'all automatically categorize these women as that? If she's a good woman, long term, if she's a thought, I vote hookup culture. What stage are you at right now though, in your life personally? Because that's kind of how I would answer the question as well. Matter of fact, what you doing right now, man? What you doing right now? You need to jump on. You need to jump on. We need to hear your voice. I don't necessarily think that if I hook up with you on the first night that you aren't considered girlfriend material. I'm not going to automatically X you out like that, because hey, when you him, you just him. You just him. It all depends on the situation. But I'm not going to degrade you. I'm not going to look at you as less of a person or less of a woman. You are what you are. But you show me who you are though. I'm not going to automatically put things in your head. And I'm not saying that you keeping me waiting is going to help you either. That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to categorize me as girlfriend material because I'm making him wait. That's not what that means either. But I look at you as a person. I'm not going to automatically just count you out. I'm going to count you in. That's what it is at the end of the day. But for y'all that's just now tuning in, what's up? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is DeAndre Robinson with the Keep It Acey podcast, where we talk about real things, real situations with real people, real conversations. And sometimes it be the conversations that you just don't want to hear, but you need to hear. And we got them hard questions that pop up. And I see it's been hard tonight because I ain't seen no ladies, and I seen a couple fellas answer some questions, but I ain't seen no ladies tune in and answer no questions. These must be real difficult questions for these ladies that don't want to answer, or they might just be scared to answer. Somebody said, I feel like we both grown and we should be able to make choices. That's reasonable. What's up, sis? I'm starting a podcast. This is my first show, called the Keep It Acey podcast. Acey standing for keeping it real, keeping it authentic, keeping it 100 with yourself as well as everybody else around you. We got enough fakes. We got enough phonies out here. We got enough people telling lies just to fit in with the crowd, creating an avatar of themselves just to make themselves look good online. And they aren't really necessarily built like that in real life. We want to separate the real from the fake. We want to separate the fake from the phony, and we just want to give it to you straight. I said this is not a podcast to force you to create or build a foundation based off of our suggestions or the things that we feel like we think or we know based on our experiences. Is really just to shed some light on our perspectives, and maybe you can take that information and make your own life better. All right. I'm not here to tell you who to date. I'm not here to tell you who to marry. I'm not here to tell you how to treat your kids, how to treat your family. I'm just telling you what's worked for me. And anybody else that chime in, they telling you what happened to them in their situation. I've always been the person that's been able to learn from other people's mistakes. If I can shed some light to some of my fellas or some of my ladies and help you avoid a situation so that you don't have to go through it, I feel like you wouldn't have to deal with that setback. And I know that going through some things also builds character. You're going to have to fall and bump your head a couple times on a couple different occasions. However, if I can shed some light, I'm going to shed the light. All right. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, for those that are just now tuning in, hookup culture versus long-term committed culture. Comment below if you are on YouTube. Which one do you prefer? What stage are you at right now? And does hooking up with somebody quickly hinder the development of a meaningful long-term relationship? Do you feel like, hey, if you smash on the first night that this person is not qualified to be a good husband, or this person is not qualified to be a good wife? Is that automatically what goes into your head? What we got? Nobody want to chime in on that? Y'all scared? Don't be scared. This the Keep It Acey podcast. You got to keep it Acey. You got to keep it real. You got to keep it 100. I understand if your boyfriend or your girlfriend is online and you might not want to answer this question. But for everybody else, come on now. What's going on? Anybody want to chime in? Who's going to be our first caller to chime in on this question? And if you chime in and you're not going to answer the question, I'm just going to hang up. All right. In this day and age, it's hard to tell because everyone's out there acting crazy in this generation. That's true. Sex doesn't always be the deciding factor in a relationship. Is there other qualities? Exactly. Sis Sheree said, I think it does, because you are automatically put in a host status. Hey, she telling it like it is. Hey, a lot of men will automatically categorize you that. Some men they automatically degrade you as that if you letting them smash on the first night. That's just 100. There's a lot of men out there that'll do that. Not all men, but a lot of men. Some men, they might just be head over heels. You might be wifey material. You might be the first one that let them hit. But then it depends on the man's perspective. Exactly. Now let's look at it from a woman's perspective. Where the women at chiming in? Because obviously we can say no too. If you call up a guy and maybe y'all was just cool or whatever the case may be, and he give it to you, how do you feel about him? Do you feel like he a thought? Do you feel like he's a hoe? Do you feel like he's not husband material or boyfriend material? Because let me tell you this, females have more options than guys. All right. And there's a lot of guys that get what they get and they don't catch a fit. But there's a lot of females that are picking and choosing what they want and who they want. All right. What's up? Where you tuning in from? This is the Keep It Acey podcast. Most females think men are hoes from the get-go until it's proven. That is true. That is true from a female's perspective. But like I said, a lot of females, they have way more option than men. Y'all actually get to pick who y'all want. Men, we actually got to send out mass messages to get anybody to reply back. Any female, because y'all get so much attention that it's just like, man, y'all get to pick and choose who y'all want. Men, we don't necessarily have that luxury all the time. I don't think women opt out for the right to a what? Type that again. I didn't get the 200K yet. I feel like if both parties put out that's what they want, it shouldn't be surprising when something happens. I want to know what y'all opinion are. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and comment below. What do y'all think? Does a hookup hinder the development of a meaningful long-term relationship? It is what it is. 10 women to every man. Statistically, 10 women to every man. Statistically. Y'all seen that, right? 10 women to every man. Statistically. What y'all think? What do y'all think? Y'all got a lot of options out there, ladies. Let's jump on to the next one, though. Can casual relationships evolve into something more? Ladies, fellas, can a casual relationship evolve into something more? If it was casual from the get-go, it's always going to be casual. How y'all feel? Ladies, fellas, if somebody is just one of those, hey, come over, let's Netflix and chill. Can that evolve into something more? Or is that just it? It depends on a woman. Explain, my brother. Do you want to jump on live? We need a caller. We need a caller to tune in. I see y'all commenting now. Okay, cool. I need somebody to jump on. I want to bring you on a platform. You can kind of say what you need to say out loud, because we got the YouTube family here. We got the Instagram and we got the Facebook family here. All right. But the YouTube folks, they can't see all of these comments, and my Facebook folks can't see everybody that's going in on Instagram, because it looked like y'all going in. Of course. Somebody said, of course. It's about how they feel for each other. I don't think there's ever anything casual. It's bonds to get feelings involved. That's facts too. That's facts too. I know there's some women that just can't have a Netflix and chill with any guy randomly at any time with no feelings attached. There might be very little female that can do that. I don't know. I'm not a female. I don't know. But speaking from a guy's perspective, that can most definitely happen. We can call you up today, come through today, flicks and chill today, and not feel any kind of way. They do. Men can definitely catch feelings. I'm not saying they can't. They can catch feelings. However, it's all about consistency that's going to make the man catch feelings. And if you know what you're doing, that's going to create the habit. And the habit is going to create the feelings. Because if we keep having to show up because you're doing what you're doing and you know what you're doing, then yes, then feelings are going to be involved. But I think it's quite possible to do something first day and not catch feelings. That's just me though. Some men might feel a little different. They might be in tune with their more emotional side, like a lot of men out here. Emotional out here. But do y'all think casual hookups can evolve into something more? Who's gonna be our first caller? Most men are not patient enough if a female is holding back. That's cool. I feel you. Has that been your experience, where a lot of men will kind of just separate themselves from you because you've made them wait too long, or you're holding back? Or maybe you're just trying to see if this guy is actually into you or not. Has that been your experience personally? Because there's a difference between I'm holding back because I don't want you to have it, or I'm holding back to see if you feel the same way that I feel. Because sometimes it's just a game with y'all. Y'all want to hold back just to hold back. It don't be a real reason why. You actually want to give it to him, but you holding back. For what? To make them chase you. Because you feel like if you give it up, then there's nothing else that you have to offer. I know a lot of women that do that as well. They feel like, hey, after I give it up, what else do I have to offer? What is going to make this man stay? I don't have any other qualities that's going to make this man stay. Or maybe you do have them, but he hasn't seen them yet. So why would he stay if you haven't shown him nothing to stay for? You do have a valid point. There is some men that'll just get up and go because they know that they can get it from someone else faster. But those men that wanted to leave are probably men that's all they wanted in the first place. Because if that's all I want, why would I stick around if you holding it back? I'm on to the next. I'm not the kind of guy that just sit around and just wait. If that's all I want, is what I'm saying. Now, if we building something, if we're getting to know each other, I don't mind waiting. I don't have a problem with waiting because it's not something that I need. Right? That's what that's all about. But let's go to the next one, because I think this is going to be juicy. All right? Because I see a lot of ladies chiming in, but I got a lot of fellas on my YouTube channel. They chiming in. Let's talk about it real quick. Gender roles in dating. Are traditional gender roles still relevant in the modern dating life? All right. What y'all feel? How do y'all feel about that? Traditional gender roles. Fellas, do you want women that are more feminine? Ladies, do you want more men that are masculine? And ladies, are you more feminine or masculine at this time right now? Because I know a lot of women that are more masculine. They might want a masculine man, but because they are masculine, they aren't necessarily ready to receive another man's energy because they feel like they have to take control. They feel like they have to make the decisions. And it could stem from past trauma. Not saying that that's an excuse. However, a lot of times that's the case. That's what happened. No, just be yourself. Most are opposites of what they are. What are you saying? Like most women are looking for masculine men if they're feminine, and most women are looking for feminine men if they're masculine? Is that what you're saying? Or are you answering another question? Bites being uncomfortable. Y'all tell me, do y'all want more masculine or more feminine? And are you able to operate in your feminine space nowadays in this 2023, 2024 time frame? You said, you think a man has to bring out the feminine in you as a woman? Is that what you're saying? I think a lot of women are tired of being masculine now and ready to be soft and feminine now, but you could be wrong. Women, how y'all feel about that? Do y'all want to be more feminine? You just need a man to bring it out? Depends on the person. I say that more men need to lead and more women need to allow them to do so. No, a man just needs to be truthful with feelings. A mix, because if you're masculine, then they don't understand the feminine crazy. I'm getting mixed answers here. I see my Facebook people are saying that men need to be more masculine. Men need to be more masculine to bring out the feminine in females. And then on Instagram, y'all saying, I don't know what y'all saying. I don't know what y'all talking about. What y'all talking about? I need somebody to come on and shed some light. I need some clarity on the situation. I need somebody to come on and shed some light. Give me your perspective. Go ahead and request to join the call. I'm going to bring you on. Request to join the call. I'm going to bring you on. I want to hear your 2 cents about this topic. All right. About this topic. Somebody said, I honestly miss the old ways of dating. This new stuff is for the birds. How many other people feel like that? Navia said, men now. I'm so sorry. Don't take lead. What are we doing now? What are we doing here? Basically, you're saying a lot of guys are more feminine. I've seen that firsthand, but not the Acey squad though. Not the Acey squad. The Acey squad ain't feminine. We keep it Acey 100% of the time. Full throttle. Let's go. We masculine over here. It might be them other guys. If you're real with your true intentions, you have no fear to worry about. Facts. I'm a 90s baby, so the 90s love is a language. Hey, I was born in 88, so I feel you. And it's a lot of men that was born in the 80s that done switched up. They are taking more feminine roles. But fellas, that ain't us, right? That ain't the Keep It Acey squad. That ain't us. All right, since y'all don't want to chime in, since y'all don't want to join the live and actually voice your opinion, let's go ahead and move on to the next question. Don't skip my comment. I read your comment. Big 40. Oh, I see you. All right. Come on, Navia. Stop playing. Jump on. Let me hear what you got to say. The people want to hear what you got to say. Let's go. Send a request. I don't know how to do it on Facebook. Send a request. That's all right. You don't have to show your camera. We just want to hear it. YouTube ain't gonna be able to see you anyway. YouTube is straight right here. But while we waiting, let's go ahead and jump into the next one. All right. Dating apps and mental health. Do dating apps contribute to self-esteem issues and anxiety? Does dating apps contribute to anxiety and self-esteem issues? Ladies, fellas, chime in on that. Dang, I just saw the request, but went away. Instagram saying yes. Y'all really think that? Y'all think social media contributes to anxiety and self-esteem issues? Why do y'all say that? We are all judgmental, or we are all judged. Why do y'all say that? Somebody explain. Explain to me, please. I sent the invite. Some take it too much, too far. I see that. I feel like it depends. I feel like that depends on the person's mental state and how they take people's comments. That's facts as well. I feel like people are going to take things however they want to take it. Now, should people be more in tune with who they are personally? Yes. Should people not care about outside opinions? Most definitely. I feel like we live in a world where you do judge a book by its cover in order to obtain the things that you want to obtain. Jobs, they're looking at you up front. Getting certain careers. If you are a business owner, how you look online is super, super important. So you have to look a certain way or look the part in order for people to do business with you. Or I should say a large amount of individuals to do business with you. We were raised on the philosophy of don't judge a book by its cover. But that is exactly what everyone does every single day. Now, me personally, if you tell me something about myself back in the day, wholeheartedly, I would believe it. Why? Because I didn't know who I was. I feel like the solution is once you find out who you are, your purpose, your strengths, your weaknesses, then you can take that criticism that someone has of you and turn it into constructive criticism to make yourself better overall. Because there's two things. Sometimes people will say things because they are inferior of your success or your potential of what you can become. And then sometimes people will actually tell you facts that you should be working on to improve yourself. Now, everything is kind of relative. If I say you're fat, now, are you fat because you're overweight? Statistically, really overweight? You step on a scale and you're not supposed to weigh that much based on your age and your height and all of that kind of stuff? Or am I saying that you're fat because I'm super skinny? All right. But at the end of the day, if you know who you are, what everybody else says about you shouldn't matter. And you should be able to take that criticism and turn it into something positive. I used to do it all the time. When I truly figured out who I was and what my purpose was, anything that you said about me, I would take it, I would construct it, and then I would figure out how to make myself better in that area. And then out comes a better version of me. I can't become a better version of me if I listen to the criticism that you have on me and I do nothing about it but feel sad. But I can become a better version of me if I take what you have or what you said into consideration and ask myself, hey, do I actually need to work on that personally? And if that's a yes, then hey, let me go to the drawing board and figure out what do I have to do in order to become better in that specific area. Because the facts is a lot of y'all get this constructive criticism and you don't take it serious. There's no possible way that you could become a better version of yourself because you are so busy trying to be defensive to somebody that's trying to put you on game. It's a difference, ladies and gentlemen. It's a difference. I can tell you all day that, hey, you need to do this, this, and that, X, Y, Z. And maybe you aren't at the stage where you've done a lot of personal development and you just pop off at the mouth. Oh, I don't need to do this. You don't know who you're talking to. This, and that, and this, and that. You lost. Number one, I was able to get under your skin just by giving you a suggestion. Number two, you lost because you didn't even hear what I said, because you straight in defensive mode. You didn't even evaluate if what I said was true or not. But by you reacting the way that you react automatically tells me that there's some type of truth to that, to you. And that's why you mad. If I call you a hoe and you're not a hoe, why would you get mad? You get what I'm saying? Like, if I call you a duck and you're not a duck, why would you get mad? You simply should just be like, oh, he's not talking to me. What am I gonna get mad for? Y'all get me? There's a lot of people that need some help with that. It's a lot of individuals that need help with that. All right. So we've been on the podcast for about an hour now. And man, we had some great topics. I'm not done yet. We might tune in again. If this is something that y'all will be interested in doing like every night around this 9 o'clock time, let me know, because I definitely want to do it in a routine. But if this is not something that y'all are interested in, then I'm just going to do it myself and I'm going to upload it to YouTube. I kind of just wanted to get y'all participation in here, get y'all opinions in here. But since nobody actually wanted to jump on live, we just got a bunch of text messages or comments, I should say, which is cool. It's still cool. Whatever. But I'm going to send this to everybody as well that I know that was on here personally, or tag you in it or whatever. If I answered your question, or if you had a question and I asked it on live to everybody else in the world, just to see how y'all feel. But I definitely want to appreciate everybody for tuning in to the Keep It Acey podcast, where we keep it real, we keep it authentic 100% of the time, all day, every day. And it's all about really just shedding light, man. Shedding light on all situations possible. Health, wealth, love, and happiness. And we might say some things that you don't want to hear. However, you need to hear them in order to become a better version of yourself. My objective is to teach you early what I've learned late. Not to tell you how to run your relationship, not to tell you who to get married to, and not to tell you how to raise your children. It's only to give you a perspective from this side, and you do what you want with that perspective. And if you get offensive, defensive about the situation, that's on you. I'm going to continue living my life, and I'm going to continue helping people who are looking for that guidance. They're looking for that other perspective. Because a lot of times y'all get in situations with y'all thinking, and it's hard for you to get out of that situation with the same thinking. Therefore, you should take someone else's perspective into consideration, not just blatantly do exactly what they tell you to do, but to take it into consideration for your next decision, your next move, because you always want your next move to be your best move. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to the Keep It Acey podcast. This topic was all about modern day relationships. Let me go over the questions real quick. Online dating. All right. Is online dating a genuine way to find love, or does it encourage superficial connections? All right. We went over that. Next, how much editing to photos contribute to unrealistic expectations? We went over that. Next, ghosting and communication. Ladies, fellas, this was a lot for my fellas. Ladies will ghost you for whatever reason they want to ghost you for. You can be the good guy, you can have a great job, you can be handsome, you can take care of your children, or you can just not even have children, and they will still ghost you. A lot of times because they are afraid. You are exactly what they asked for, and you appeared in real life, and they weren't quite ready for that. All right. Hookups versus long-term committed. Does hookups hinder the development of a meaningful long-term relationship? And then, can casual relationships evolve into something more? All right, these are all the questions that we went over, y'all. And it was some good stuff. All right. And then I think the last two that we went over were, are traditional gender roles still relevant in modern dating? All right. Are we still looking for masculine men, and men, are we still looking for feminine ladies? Or are you okay with the lady calling the shots and basically voicing the rules? And last but not least, does online dating contribute to anxiety and self-esteem issues? A lot of people over here on Instagram said yes. Some people on Facebook said yes as well. Oh, we have one more. We didn't go over that. We'll go over that next week. All right. Social media impacts on relationships. That's what we're going to talk about next week, ladies and gentlemen. Social media, how it impacts relationships, or does it impact relationships? All right. So with that being said, I will have this video up on YouTube. Look for it if you want to catch the replay, and we'll tune back in tomorrow. Let's see what's going on with the Acey podcast. I'll holler at y'all later. I'm your host, DeAndre Robinson. Keep it Acey. Let's go. Check it for Acey, Nixon, and on the shoulder. BlackStar, make a real, don't wanna hear show. So if you with it, Acey, baby, go and do the most. Bring that over here, go and bend it over. Check it for Acey, Nixon, and on the shoulder. BlackStar, make a real, don't wanna hear show. So if you with it, Acey, baby, go and do the most. Twerk, 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 twerk.